Hello, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're all doing good. Let me throw my hoodie on. It's a little cold. Actually, I'll just point the heater at me. I'll just point the heater on myself. So that works. Alright, how's it going? It's Isaiah Raw. And I want to do a little different. I always say all my videos, I'm like, everything is a little different. I mean, all my videos are a little different. None of the videos are the same. But today, I wanted to do a little different of a video. Because, as you can tell, I might be a little brown, And I do be saying I'm an alien a lot of the time. But my experience as an alien has been, as a black man. as a black man in the U.S. And what I wanted to talk about, because I was just watching a video, and it was talking about the conspiracy of destroying the black boy, like black boys. And this is actually something I witnessed growing up, and this is something I could never, it's like I never knew how to explain what I saw growing up and what was happening around me growing up. And now that I'm older, it's like those things about actually destroying the youth and destroying the children and how we guide ourselves is actually true. And so this is me sharing my truth about all of those things and my information about that stuff, because it's real shit. And it's important shit. I think we actually need to communicate if we want to better our reality and address some things that we want to address. And so when it comes down to it, it's like genuinely, and I'm talking from the view of black males, black men. I'm talking from my point of view, but I would say from our perspective. Growing up, it's like growing up, when I think about growing up, originally, like, my own thought when it came to men, it's like just me growing up. I grew up in a single parent home, and my dad wasn't around, and when I did see him, it was always uncomfortable, and I never felt right being around him. And with that, I never had a trust for men. Not only that, but my mom, whenever she would speak on my dad, it was never anything positive. And so I would pick that up from her as well. And not even just that, but I would also see her bring, like, the men in my family were kind of talked down upon majority of the time and weren't seen as, caretakers or helpers or guidance or anyone for support. It's like what I saw in my family was just a bunch of women. It was just a bunch of women who did all the work and got everything done, girl power, you feel me? And that's when it's like, as a kid, I think something in me clicked, because like my uncle, he would tell me like I'm the man of the house, and my mom, she would tell me as well, I'm the man of the house. And I realized that they were putting the wrong responsibility on a boy, because I'm a boy, I'm not a man. It's like at that time I was a boy, not a man. And with boys, it's like you gotta let a boy grow into a man. You gotta let him grow into a man. You can't just say you're a man now, because that's really not how it works. It's like that's not how it works to become a man and become men, because we have people who are men now who if they were alone, they couldn't sustain themselves. And at the same time, it's like men don't sustain themselves the same way women do. Okay? It's like we are actually, I wouldn't say dependent, but we are here to be part of something. It's like our nature is to build upon something and grow something. That's our nature. It's like eventually we have the understanding of maybe I may have a family one day, and if I have a family one day, I want to take care of them. But in the end, that's the difference between a man and a boy. But then growing up, it's like all of this starts in childhood, though. It's like in childhood is when these ideas start getting implemented to you. And one thing that I started understanding is that as a kid, I used to watch these movies and TV shows, and I used to think this was reality. Like, I used to actually think that these were relationships, these were how connections were working. I was understanding how connections were working through TV shows and stuff like that, not even knowing that these are actually just parodies of reality, or they're all just jokes, and I'm not getting the joke because I'm a child. Like, I'm taking this as just what it is. You feel me? And growing up, it's like I took the imagery of what was in the media and the imagery of what was happening in my home and the imagery of what I saw around me in my neighborhood and throughout my city. And I'm not gonna lie, for a good portion of my life, I'd probably say till I was 13. I'm 21 now. I didn't trust people with my skin color. I didn't trust people with my own, I didn't trust other black people, especially other black men. Whenever I was around other black men, that's when I felt the most uncomfortable. And this is just how it was, bro. It's like I just felt uncomfortable. Like, I never felt comfortable. I never felt like I could trust them. I always felt like them motherfuckers would do some shit to me. And it's just because growing up, I grew up around people who had gone through things from, men, and, projected that onto me and, told me, like, hey, bro, you gonna end up like one of these motherfuckers, so you better not be like that. And it's like, I never wanted to be like that, so I tried to not associate myself with them, and I tried to associate myself with something that would be what I thought at the time was better, which was white men, because of what I saw in media. It's like, I was like, well, these motherfuckers are rich. Well, these motherfuckers can get anything they want. Apparently that they have a family that's happy, and they go on trips and they have silly moments, and all he does is just go to work. All he does is work, and his wife does stuff for him, this and this. I'm like, okay. Seems like this guy got it. I mean, these are the guys that are the presidents. I mean, these are the guys that are running the country, so they must be the ones to know what's going on. Come to find out, as I grow older, they don't know what's going on, and those people are actually the ones that my people taught. And those are the people who didn't receive the lessons very well. It's like, those are the students who didn't pass the test who are running the country right now, And with that, the students who, it's like the people who are running the country now understood what they were doing when it came to the brainwashing, the manipulating and controlling of individuals in our community, in black communities. Because it's like, it's not conspiracy anymore. It's like, we all know what's been going on, and people just be like, yeah, it happens, but we don't actually just sit there and be like, no, bro, like, this is actually an issue. Like, these people are actually testing on us and actually manipulating how we grow as a people. And we kind of just be like, it's whatever, but it's genuinely not whatever, because there are a lot. It's like, in the video, the man was discussing black boys and how in their early years they are scholars. It's like they're top of the class. It's like in their early years in academics, they're top of the class, and then there's a shift. There's just some shift, and they fall back. It's like they end up falling back to being special needs, or even like failing. And it's like, what is that? It's like, what is that? What is that? What is that happening? What's happening? And that, not even gonna lie, as a kid, I didn't understand that shit either. And it would trip me the fuck out, because I'd be like, wait, like, why is it that the kids who look like me, like, it was like dudes who, we went to the same school, like, we went to the same elementary school, went to a different middle school, and then we ended up in the same high school again. You feel me? It's like, we ended up being back in school together. It's like, originally, when we were in elementary school, I know this motherfucker to be smart as hell, top of the class, doing this shit. Switch middle schools, we go to 2 different schools, 2 different environments, and then end up going to the same high school. Literally, when I meet the dude in high school, I'm like, bro, what happened? Like, what happened? Like, what happened? Why aren't you? Because the thing is, he was still in the advanced classes. It's just he wasn't participating in them. And I'm like, bro, what's going on? I'm like, you're smart as fuck. You're academically inclined. What's going on? Like, what's going on? Why aren't you pushing for your academics anymore? Why aren't you pushing for achieving your mental anymore? Why aren't you It's like, what happened? And this is real shit, because actually growing up, it's like we get told, it's like people tell, it's like we have stories of people telling us that we're not gonna make it. And the thing is, it's like we actually get told we're not gonna make it. And it's like, this is something I don't think people understand. It's like, bro, the psychological effects of telling a child that they're not gonna make it, and what type of effects that has on someone's mental, especially when when that individual is surrounded by people who quote unquote didn't make it, is like surrounded by situations that cause people to not make it. You feel me? It's like, what type of struggle that causes, what type of turmoil that causes, what type of confusion that can cause, what type of grievance that can cause. And it's confusion that is deep, bruh. It's deep, because off the jump, you don't even understand what the world truly is, and you're already being seen as a man because of your skin tone and because of your behavior, which isn't any different than any other people's behavior. It's just you're more expressive about it, you're more open about it, you're more challenging. It's like you're more individualistic about who you are and open to just expressing yourself. And we don't cater to this in our communities when our children, and it's like, bruh, when it even comes to the children, bro, it's like majority of the time it's neglect. And it's like majority of the time we just don't spend time with our children. And this is what I'm realizing as I have a dog. It's like, as I have a dog, I'm realizing the way I take care of my dog, and the way I take care of my dog is the way I was taken care of. Which I just let the dog do whatever she want. I'd be like, here's some food. I'm going to go wander off, and I'm going to leave the garage open. If you want to go outside, you can go do whatever the fuck you want. It's like, I'm not really paying attention to you. And that's how that's how I teach my dog, because why? That's because that's how I was raised. It was literally just love you and just go do whatever the fuck you want. Like, go figure out life. In the meantime, I'm going to be doing my shit. And that's how it was with me and my mom. And with that, it's like, who's actually teaching me? It's like, who teaches me to be a man? And this is one thing I didn't understand growing up, because my family would seem like there was an issue with me, and they would be like, oh, he doesn't have any male role models. He doesn't know what he's doing, this and this. And I was always confused, because I was like, I don't need a male role model. Which, even at this, the time I'm recording this, it's like, to build a man, you need men to build men, which is true. But at the same time, I'm like, I didn't have very many men in my life to guide me. And whenever the men did come in my life, it was literally just to be another force to push, just be like, just to push against, like that's usually how it went. It's like there were men, and it's like the moment I feel like I became a man wasn't when I was 18 or even when I hit 20. It's like there was a moment where I realized I was a man when I was able to speak for myself, speak for my own thoughts, stand in my own power, whether if I thought I was right or wrong. Being able to reflect on what it is that I have and what it is I can use to build. Having trust in myself, having faith in the Most High, having faith in my reality, trust in my own strength, understand that my physical body is strong, but my mental is just as strong, if not stronger. And it's stuff like that where it's like, even just responsibility, not taking on more than I can handle. You feel me? It's like these are qualities I realized men actually had, and the qualities that we are shown in media and stuff like that aren't truly what men are. You feel me? Because it's like majority of the time people will be like, well, men are providers, which is completely false. Because when you think about it, it's like, well, how are men providers if the planet starts with women? If the earth starts with women, how are men providers? And people be like, well, when the Bible says Eve came from Adam's rib. No, bro. No. Let's make it make sense, bro. Let's make it make sense. What came first, the chicken or the egg? It was the chicken. It was a fucking chicken. You had to make a chicken to make a chicken egg. You feel me? So it's already woman. It was already woman. Understand that men is a derivative of a woman, bro. It's like we come from women. It's like our Y chromosome is an X chromosome that just isn't, it's not full, bro. It's not a full Y or full X chromosome. You feel me? And it's like we are a derivative of women. Like we come from women. It's like women were the original people with the resources. It's like you guys were the original people with the resources. So it's like when they say men are providers, I'd be like, that doesn't even make sense because you guys provided us the literal world. It's like you guys provided us the world. It's like we couldn't come into the world unless you guys gave us life to do that. And so you guys are the actual providers. It's like you guys are the providers. We just build. We're the builders. We're the ones who caretake and stuff like that. It's like we both exchange in this role. We both have exchange in this role, and that's what makes men and women a team. It's like, how do you build a nation? It's like these motherfuckers have to come together and build shit together. They have to come together and build ideas together. They need to put shit together. But at the same time, it's like, bro, my people aren't shown this stuff. It's like we're not shown this stuff. We're not even taught about this stuff. It's like we're taught that men gotta provide everything. Guess what? If men gotta provide everything, and majority of black men, not even just majority of black men, everybody's unemployed right now. Like majority of motherfuckers are unemployed, and the majority of motherfuckers who are employed are still broke as fuck. It's still broke as fuck with just no time. Niggas broke as hell with no time, and sit there and be like, well, I need money. I don't know if you need the money because we still in the same financial situation. We still in the same financial situation. You just bought in and out more times than I did, but I still ate. You feel me? And it's like people think being a man is is having money, which if you look at nature, it's like, bro, understand that nature's reflecting what it is that we should be doing. It's like it's reflecting things that we should be doing. I'm like, bro, when I look at the relationships of the masculine energy and the feminine energy in nature, I realize they work together. They both have to work to make things happen for each other. You feel me? It's like even with the beings that are asexual and can just reproduce themselves, it's like they still split into two different sexes to bring that, which is crazy, right? It's like, why would you even split if you didn't need to do that? Which probably means there's something deeper there. But like, bro, being black and being a young man, because it's like, bro, the point, like how I said earlier, it's like when I realized I was a man is when I started realizing I had those qualities I said earlier. And not even just that, but when I was open about showing those qualities, when I was open about speaking those qualities, when I was open about, understanding my specific role. A man understands their role. It's like my role isn't the same role as everybody else's. It's like same way your role isn't the same as mine. It's like the way you treat your relationship isn't the way I treat my relationship. You feel me? It's like I don't go about being the same person as you. Why? Because I'm not you. You feel me? And so it's like I understand my role, and that's what makes me a man, because I'm comfortable with accepting my role within my reality. You feel me? Because I know right now, temporarily, I'm not at the highest position that I want to be at, but I know I'm giving guidance just by example. I may not be directly speaking to the people around me to give them the wisdom and knowledge and the know-how, but it's like I'm leaving trails on how to get here. It's like even if I'm not talking to you directly about all this shit, I'm leaving videos to inspire. It's like the information's always there. It's like I'm always given the tools, It's like I tell y'all, I'm like, hey, bro, I make YouTube. It's like I tell my family, I tell my people, I'm like, hey, bro, I do little YouTube videos. I be doing this and this. It's like I share my information, but it's like I'm like, bro, my role is to open the door. My role is to open the door. It's like my role is to open the door for you people. At least for right now. It's like for right now, that's my role. It's like until I open the door for me to have my own family and guide them, like I'm just gonna keep guiding myself. And it's like my family I'm connected to now, it's like I see them as my family, but I'm like at the same time I'm like, bro, you guys are siblings. It's like you guys are my extensions. It's like you guys are my extensions, but there's people I'm trying to create, and there's a woman I'm trying to build with. And it's like there's a difference in our relationships, there's a difference in our connections. And with that, I need to understand what it is that I'm able to bring to my connection, and not, because it's like, if a man doesn't have his confidence, brother, if you don't have your confidence, if you don't have your self-worth, and your woman sees that, because off the jump, the way our reality is you may get projected, she may project some fearful thoughts in your head. Not even just that, but the whole world is going to project some fearful thoughts in your head. You feel me? That's what it does. It's like the world be doing that shit. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there is, but, you got to thug it out. You feel me? And that's part of the process, thugging it out, figuring it out. It's like just holding on and being like, you know what? I'm going to make it through this. You feel me? Because majority of people don't make it. They don't feel like they'll make it through it. And guess what? That's why they don't make it through it. You feel me? Because it's like, bro, we're in an experiment. We're genuinely in an experiment, and it seems like the experiment's almost done. We're almost at the precipice of it being over. But for it to end, we have to say, guys, the experiment's over. And to do that is by just educating, bro. It's like educating each other. It's like, bro, actually looking out for our people. Because realistically, it's like, what is going on in our communities that's making us stupid? Like, have you talked to your children recently? They're fucking dumb. I'm like, your kids are fucking dumb. Get, like, those phones are cooking them. Like, these niggas are actually becoming retarded. Like, and it's something I've never seen before, which is like, I see it even with ADHD. I'm like, I see this as a new form of, like, thinking. I think we're on a new form of. I think this is just part of our human evolution, and like coming into a new. I think this is just our new form of behavior. It's just a heightened sense of awareness. Just a being able to calculate an infinite amount of emotions. It's just we don't know how to use that ability yet, and so it just becomes overstimulating and we can't focus. It's like it's like learning superpower. You got superpowers but not knowing how to control them. It's literally that. It's like a mass of people with powers who don't know how to use them, so they're under control because somebody above them knows how to do it. And again, the people who are in control, impressive. It's what they do is impressive. What they do is actually impressive, genuinely, because they've taken genuine magic, genuine core values of people and destroyed them so much that the people have destroyed themselves. And it's impressive. It is impressive what they've done. It is impressive. Like, that shit is like nothing else. Genuinely, that shit is like nothing else. And it's because, they just set the rules, bro. It's like they set the rules. It's like, realistically, they set the rules. They said, no, bro, we want this shit. And that's dream chasing. It's like, at the end of the day, it's dream chasing. I can't get mad because they made their dreams happen. They wanted to control the world. They got it. They got that shit. Like, they got that shit. You know how much work that is? Like, genuinely, do you know how much work that is? Like, do you know how much OT they put in to do this? They put a lot of overtime. I'll tell you that. They put a lot of OT in. It's passion. If anything, it's love. Like, they got a love for this shit. And that's probably why it works for them. It's like, realistically, when you think about all the things that work in reality, it's like, they probably got a deep love for the shit that they do, and that's probably why the universe assists them. Because it's like, people be sitting there saying, oh, these yada yada yip yays here doing this and this, yay. It's like, bruh, at the end of the day, we all part of the universe, we all part of soul shit. You feel me? This is just one of our incarnations. It's like, nigga, this multiverse may not affect, this may be a fucking speck compared to the rest of the multiverse. It's like, motherfuckers may not even care about what's going on here. You feel me? This may not even be relevant to what's actually going in the main storyline. You feel me? This is just what's going on in another universe. You feel me? But shit like that. Oof. All right, so I was all over the place. Really didn't talk about what I wanted to talk about. I'll probably have to redo that video, this video or the topic, because I do really want to touch on that subject when it comes to my experience, or not even just my experience, but the experience of just being black and what things we actually need to talk about in our community. Because I feel like our spiritual nature is our true nature, and not even just that, but understanding what that spirit is. Because I don't want people to think that the spiritual realm is something outside of them, because it's the same thing when I say, what's that spirit doing? You feel me? It's like when you feel fired up to get something done, you feel me? It's like, what is that spirit? It's like that fire you feel, that's the spirit, you feel me? And so it's like our spirit nature. It's like, what's that fire? It's like, what's that fire? Why are we so brown? It's like, why do we look like we got cooked? You feel me? It's like, why are we a little tan? Why are we a little tan? Why we look like somebody grilled us a little bit? It's that spirit. It's that spirit, bro. It's that spirit. You feel me? It's that spirit. It's that energy. It's that energy. It's that fuel. Because you got melanin in your organs too. Why? Because you got a fuel that burns through your entire body. It's like melanin protects against UV rays and different types of radiation and light and shit. It protects against charged particles. Guess what? You got melanin in your organs because you got charged particles running inside of your organs, inside of your body. Literally, that flame you feel inside of you when you really want to get shit done. Like when you feel passion, when you feel like you want to beat a nigga ass. It's like, what's that flame? Like that flame inside of you, that's that spirit. When I say the spirit realm, think about the realm of that flame. Think about the realm of where that passion comes from. That's the spirit realm, you feel me? That's a better explanation of the spirit realm, at least I feel, because then you start understanding like, wait, the spirit is within me. Then you stop thinking like, oh, the spirit realm. You stop thinking outside of yourself, and it feels more empowering, you feel me? But no. But yeah, I'm definitely going to touch on this topic again. Definitely going to do a lot better video. Probably going to have to do a little, not script, but write down some notes on how I want to do the points on this, because I want to get into teaching. I want to get better at being a teacher. And so this is my method of teaching. So if you're watching the video, welcome to class. You feel me? It's like, welcome to class. It's like, for me, I always felt like I could be a teacher. And so why not step into that role? You know? Why not step into that role? I feel like in a reality where there aren't very many men, it's like I feel like I've become a man and found my voice as a man, doing things that aren't traditional, but in a way that is still masculine, you know, and still balancing my feminine energies. You feel me? Because it's like I've been in the presence of women my entire life, and I love it. You know, I really not rather be in the presence of men. That's just me. But at the same time, it's like I understand the importance of it. Because again, when I was on the streets, that's when I was interacting with the most amount of men, and that's when I realized I'm like, oh shit, like I actually gotta stand up a little taller. Let me speak with my chest a little more. These motherfuckers might do something to me. Like these motherfuckers might actually try me. And so it's like that's when I had to become a man. And it's like the streets will do that to you if you don't got parents, bruh. If your parents aren't teaching you, it's like God will grab you by the hand. And this is the thing. People be like, man, we got to stop. We got to keep our children off the streets. It's like we just got to give our children to God. It's like that's really it. It's like we just got to be like, hey, God, you got them. God will always walk with us. It's like the kids go to the street. It's like the reason why they go to the street for that fatherly connection is because God's outside waiting for them. God's like, hey, bro, come to this corner. Yeah, I know these niggas out here killing people. Come on, get over here. Get on over here. They got the love you looking for. Like, they got the love you looking for. Even with that shit, it's like, we not understanding. It's like, we be like, oh, these people just want connection. Or it's like a brotherhood. But that brotherhood just means, hey, bro, we just want to be seen. It literally just means we just want people to hang out with us. We want people to hang out with us. We want people to laugh with us. We want people to do fun stuff with. Realistically, it's like we don't gotta go out and kill people. This is just what's on our mind because of what shit we've been through. And it's sad, ain't it? Because it's like realistically, it's like these people really wouldn't be doing this shit if they had money. It's like, if you gave these people a couple dollars to feed their entire family and feed themselves, I promise you them niggas wouldn't be doing that shit. But that's the world we living in right now, because there's some people who are good at their job. It's like they're good at their job. And it's our job to be good at our job, which is stopping that. So, it's Isaiah Raw. Again, we're going to do this video again. We're going to make it a lot better, but, you know, I'm just going to start getting used to trying to teach, you feel me? You're going to start getting used to teaching, because I got good topics to talk about, and I have good lessons to actually teach. So, you know, let me teach. I'm here to teach, you feel me? But yeah, peace out. Have a great one. Love you guys. Yeah.